Oh, buddy, you're in trouble. Avoid the telegraph! Oh, my God. Why? Why is your telegraph so big?
Become the best.
Hello again, all, this is Eatmopie, and this is an introduction to the Wildstar Stalker class. It's not a guide, it's just an introduction, because I have not had an opportunity to play this class from level 1 to 50, and therefore I cannot speak completely intelligently on it. However, I did get a lot of time in on it, and I did some PvP, I did some PvE, and I enjoyed it immensely. This is probably going to be the class that I main when the game first comes out, because it feels most familiar to me. Even though it's a little bit more fast-paced than
Double kill.
any of the games that I'm used to playing, World of Warcraft, Rift, that kind of thing. It still feels similar to, you know, a rogue or a monk in its playstyle. Now, there's a lot of things that are different in Wildstar from those other MMOs. Some are similar. I mean, it feels very similar. You do have to aim your abilities, and that's a big thing. And some of them don't pull you out of stealth when you use them until you actually are up close and personal. Now, Stalkers, as I've found, are really high burst damage if you get your full combo off from stealth. Really, really high, probably the highest, definitely the highest that I've, out of all the classes I've played, at a low level. But I can't speak for a higher level because I'm not able to play higher level characters. They cap us at level 17 because I wasn't in the beta previously. I was not that lucky. But I still did have fun, and I put probably 15 hours of play into the Stalker over the past weekend, and like I said, I really enjoyed it. There are some issues that I had with movement, and that is a bug with the game and the way that I like to set up my movement keys. It is nothing other than that. It's just a beta thing.
Double kill.
I like to put my mouse button 4 as my auto run, and that does not work currently because it wants to be my left click as well for some reason. So it would, you know,
double kill,
not auto run while I was
triple
adjusting
kill.
my camera or moving around or hitting abilities. It would not auto run, and that was really causing me a problem. And you'll see a couple of times in the PvP I just like stop and stand still, and that's because I hadn't changed my key bindings yet. I was still trying to make my old style work. And eventually I gave up on that, and I just put auto run on a different key and just started practicing that. Hopefully by the time the game is live, they'll have this little mouse button 4 thing fixed, and I can go back to being, you know, pro or somewhat, you know, not embarrassing myself in PvP because I stop and stand still because my buttons aren't doing what I think they're supposed to be doing because it's trying to do something else. Anyway, Stalker is fun. It's a melee class, obviously, and they're a little bit squishy. Now, I'm doing this quest, and I showed a little bit in the last video of this. This is a little bit farther on. These are level 14 mobs. I'm level 10, and they're hard. This is hard. PvE in Wildstar is not easy. Now, when you first start out, it is easy. But as you get up there past like level 15, or you start fighting mobs that are a higher level than you, you'll die. You absolutely will die. If you are not paying attention, if you're not active, you're going to die. And that's just the way that it is. It's not the spoon-fed easy style that MMOs have come to be lately. It's not Guild Wars 2, and it's not World of Warcraft. It has a lot of similarities to both of those games. It really does. But when it comes down to it, it is not an easy game. Now, especially Stalker, because I feel like it's going to be a higher skill cap class. There's going to be a huge gap between average players and the really good players. And that's going to be the case in the game, period. The good players are going to thrive. You're going to know when you're playing with good people because they're not going to die. They're not going to stand in the bad stuff. They're going to use their CC properly. They're going to spec properly for each situation. Now, one thing, that's a tether, by the way. If you're seeing me stuck there and I can't move more than 10 yards away, that's a tether. It's just one of many CCs, and it will last 30 seconds if you don't kill the tether thing. Now, luckily, most of your abilities are cleave and AoE, so it's pretty easy to kill, even if, you know, if you're in a mass combat situation, and that tends to be what happens. Nobody really wanders around alone in Wildstar. Everybody kind of stays grouped up. You can see there's a medic and a stalker here kicking my butt because my movement keys are messed up. Here's the breakout gameplay. When you get stunned, you can get out of it. If you get knocked down, you can roll out of it. It's going to be very skill-based, and this is level 14 PvP. So you got to take it with a grain of salt. It is not, well, they're not balancing around level 14 lobby PvP. I mean, it's somewhat balanced, but you know, a medic can sit there and stay alive forever without a group beating on him. So, you know, that's not, like I said, you take it with a grain of salt. But PvP is fun. PvE is fun. The Stalker is really a fun class. At this low level, you don't have a whole lot of tools in your kit yet to close the gap on a lot of these kiting ranged classes. Most of the classes in the game are ranged, at least to some extent. So with the exception of the times that you can stealth right up behind somebody and get your full combo off, which is rare because all of those telegraphs stacking on top of telegraphs, it can get pretty ugly. It can really get ugly. But I still love them, and like I said, it's probably going to be my main class because of the tanking aspect, and none of the other classes have really interested me. But that said, the other classes are interesting, and especially the Esper. Now, I really like the idea of the Spell Singer, and I played one and I enjoyed it a lot, way more than I expected to, because honestly, when I first started, I had no interest in any of the other classes. The Warriors, the Engineers, none of them, except for the Stalker, and so I was pleasantly surprised once I did start playing the other classes, and the Esper most of all surprised me because I had a really fun time on a class that I had no interest whatsoever in playing. But anyway, that'll be the next video, Introduction to the Esper, because I do have quite a bit of footage, even more than on the Stalker, because Saturday, there you go, did you see the, I just kind of stutter stepped because it wasn't doing what I wanted to do while I was trying to use an attack. It's a bug in the game, and it messes with my play style, and that's all that is. So hopefully it'll get fixed. I know it's on the bug forums, and that'll be great. Once that's fixed, I have a feeling that I'm going to be a badass Stalker. Before that's fixed, I don't know. I might be playing an Esper more often. Because it's tough staying in range of people, especially when your movement is messed up and you end up strafing when you want to go forward. Yeah. And that's blind, by the way. Really cool CC effects in this game. I like them a lot. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, leave your comments down below. Let me know what you think about the Stalker class. Let me know if there's any other classes you're interested in. Let me know if you care about Wildstar at all. Thanks again for watching. This is Eatmopie. I'll see ya.